Are you guys stuck in a mental loop replaying what if scenarios, especially about your ex-spouse? I get it, you're not alone. But I want to tell you today, it's high time to reclaim your mental freedom. Today we're going to be talking about how to stop obsessing and be able to let go. Hi, my name is Keanon Slade, and I have successfully achieved FIRE. That is, I've achieved financial independence and retired early. I'm here in sunny Costa Rica. The good news is I help good guys build a great life outside of the US, especially after a life-altering event like divorce or separation. Today we're going to be talking about something crucial, your mental and your emotional well-being. So stick around to the very end because I'm going to be providing some key resources that are going to help you avoid or sidestep some toxic relationship habits that are going to affect your future, and I don't want you to miss a thing. So let's get into it. Here's point number one. When you're dealing with that emotional turmoil or that broken record that's going over your head, what if she does this? What if she does that? I'm going to say this, I'm going to say that. I don't know how many thousands of fights that I've been in with my ex that I've never been into. There were all these records of, what if she did this and I'm going to do that, and my lawyer and this, that, and none of that manifests. And one of the things, the first thing that I would recommend doing is to pray. Pour that sucker out to God. Say that, hey, Lord, I'm here, I'm having these thoughts, take my thoughts captive. I can't handle it. It's just a broken record. I'm hurt, I'm emotionally wrecked, my mental state is not where it should be, and I can't stop thinking about this, and I'm obsessing over my ex or the things that she's going to do, or the how she's going to treat the kids, or what is she going to do. I'm obsessing over that to the point where I'm not getting anything done. It's actually taking control of my life. And so to be able to do that really starts honestly with prayer and asking God to help take your thoughts captive. And to be honest and vulnerable, this is the time to actually pour out. And that will actually be something that will actually help you on your journey. And I will say this, this is not in my notes, also pour out not just your fears and worries, but pour out your hopes and pour out your grievances. A lot of times when we are separated or whatever, it's not always completely 100% the ex-spouse. It's the death of our dream. A lot of us that got married, I hope all of us that got married didn't dream that divorce was going to happen. And so it was like, okay, we're going to do this. And when we get old, it's going to be that way. And our kids are going to do this. And they're going to come over for Christmas. And when we're 80, and now it's like, that's not there for one reason or the other. Whether it doesn't matter, my partner's fault, my fault, whatever. To this respect, things have changed. And so that's something that you need to pour out to God as well. I thought this was going to happen. I thought if I did right and I did the right things, and Lord, you would bless it this way, and this didn't happen, and why? Well, free will is the answer. This is the time to pour it out before the Lord. I want to stop you real quick just to say something to my divorced men. If you guys are looking for something that will help you after you've been divorced, separated, heck, even dumped, and you're still looking to move abroad and you're trying to figure out how do you adjust and to deal with this, I want to have something special for you because honestly, going through that situation, I want to give you something a little bit different because your journey is different. And you can find that information in the link below, and let's get into the rest of the video. Point two, this is staying present. Like I said, I fought thousands upon thousands of battles, but I was never present. I was worried about the past. I was worried about the future. I was worried about what could happen. And so I wasn't able to stay present. And that is crucial to anything that you do. A lot of times, even if it's not our spouse or whatever, tomorrow is going to bring this worry and that worry, and we're never here. And one of the things, now I didn't get to try this before because by this time that I actually learned about it, I was healed by some other steps that I'll go into. But one of the things that I did read, and because I've been wanting to stay more present in the present in general, because a lot of times in my business and everything, what if I do this? What if I do that? I still have the what ifs. They don't just go away. I'm not sitting there magically on the mountain all the time. I'm human just like everybody else. And one of the things that I've actually started trying was the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. And it is five things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. And that is supposed to help bring you into the present and to get you out of that thought. Now, honestly, I do rely mostly on the first point I said. I like, Lord, here is this thought. I don't want it. Take it captive. Lord, help me, help me, help me. And honestly, that's what I do. And I worship. And that brings me back to the present. So that's actually what I focus on. I am interested in trying this new technique. I've tried it a few times before. And so if it works for you, add it to your repertoire. But the most important thing is to be able to stay present. When you get obsessed with something, you're just worried about what's going to happen in the future or what happened in the past. I could have changed this if I could have went that. If I had a time machine, I don't know how many times I wish I had a time machine. If I would have to the time machine, I would have changed this situation. Yeah, whatever, right? Yeah, still been bad. There's a lot of things that we wish we could do or we're gonna do, but stay present. And so here's the question for the day. What personal visions or goals do you have for your post-life of divorce? And many times we're so focused on, oh, this happened, I don't want this to happen, I don't want this to happen. Now, if you went to counseling, you got help and blah, 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 you went through the thing, and you're at this particular point, then you have to start revisiting and realigning your dreams. Like, what can I do to be better? Or what can I do to make something better? Maybe it's not this relationship anymore. Again, this is assuming you're at this point, but what can I do to improve? And honestly, one of those things, I'm going to give you a hint. If you're not in counseling, one of your goals should be counseling to get better so that you can go out into not just your relationship, but to your job, your business, your other non-romantic relationships, and to be a better person, attract better people, quality people. And so I usually don't give you, I really want you to write whatever it is that you're gonna do in the comments below. And I want you to do that as I'm jumping into the next point. Number 3, this is gonna be rediscovering your interests. Now, this happens a lot when you might've had your interest and then the whole divorce thing comes up, and the divorce it takes a while. There's separation, there may be legal stuff, blah, blah, blah. And so you lose interest and you get isolated sometimes, which is not a good place to be. And you lose your interest. Everything has a different flavor. And so this is something really important, that you go and rediscover your interests. Go out. One of the things about living in your paradise, again, it doesn't have to be Costa Rica, and be other places. If you like skiing and that was your thing, you want to move closer to skiing, or you want to figure out how to spend more time skiing, yeah, go do that. For me, it was getting out and walking, seeing nature. When I'm close to nature like this, I feel closer to God. Now, I know God is no closer to me than if I'm in Ohio, where I'm from, or if I'm in Costa Rica, but I love to see his creations, and especially going to a place, a different country, where stuff that doesn't grow in the United States, well, especially in Ohio, and I can see, oh, God is creative, because man certainly didn't create that. And so that it's re-stroked my interest of life, if you will. And along with that, for me, it was exercising. There's a lot of things. So it's not just the walk, but going to the gym. I didn't like the gym, but now, I get to talk to people, which is another interest. And so my interest started adding up. And to be able to do that means that you're changing your focus, you're changing your perspective, you're changing, it's not just this bad thing, divorce, but it's, beauty outside. People in the gym. New friendship. I'm losing this fat that I've been always trying to get rid of. I'm gaining muscle. Your focus is starting to change, and you're starting to let go and live life, if you will. This is very important for you to do. And number 4, limiting your triggers. I've been in groups, and I've seen this a lot, where there were like songs and times, doing things together would remind them of a hardship. There were people that I helped where he would get together with his ex-spouse with the kids. And while that was nice, he wasn't ready for it. It was a trigger. And without going into a lot of details, because everything is confidential and all this stuff, it's, understanding that, if that's a trigger to do that, then you're going to have to, one, be aware that's a trigger. Like, okay, it's going to make you just miss it more. It's going to make you wish you did certain things. And again, if you're at this point where there's a divorce and you've tried to work it out, honestly, if you can work it out and it's not toxic, my prayers for you. I am not a go get a divorce person. I am work it out. Honestly, even in my toxic marriage, I probably went to 9 different counselors. Now I'm voting and you got my support for you that are not in toxic relationships, just going through hard times. Yeah, get help, try to fix your marriage. But if you are at this point, again, you're this particular person at this point, then if it's a song, a music, a place, a restaurant, and know your triggers, you're not ready to go to that place. Not saying that you'll never be able to listen to that song, eat at that restaurant, but you're gonna need to realize that there are some things that will make you more obsessed and make you more focused. And those are the things like going to some places where you're not ready, listen to some things where you're not ready. And there's some things that will help you, like time and perception, perspective. Those things are going to help you when you write them down. Know your triggers. Lastly, I will say is seek professional help. And this is important even if you're in a relationship that was, I'm gonna say healthy as opposed to non-toxic, but apparently if you're getting a divorce, it wasn't healthy. There needed to be some other healing. But I would say seek professional help. As men, we try to avoid getting help. We'll DIY it ourselves. And honestly, there are some personal stuff that's in us that are maybe not toxic, but maybe not good for the relationship. If you have an inability to open up to your emotions, or you're closed off, or you're whatever it is, and that may, or depending on how that comes out, may or not be toxic, but may not make a healthy relationship, go seek help. And go seek help for how do you get your mind off. And I've given you some tips that you can already use, but really you want to be able to talk to someone that can start leading you and guiding you, and potentially, I will also say, have an accountability partner that you can have. Accountability partner that's going to be there for you. So that does happen in some, groups, especially divorce groups or men groups, stuff like that, that can potentially be there. But there are some things that you want to do and have a person that actually knows what they're talking about, that's been through it. That's, even as a life coach, there's some guiding things that I'm even giving you in the video. There's some things that, if you click 7 signs here with the narcissist, or there's a conversation for a one-on-one. Like, how do you need to navigate this to not be obsessed and to be able to let go and to be able to live your life? There's only so much you can learn on YouTube. There's only so much time that we got to tell you, but and we don't know your details. And so actually seek professional help, and that would actually help you a lot on your journey. If this hits home with you, I want you guys to click on the link, download the ebook, the 7 signs that you're with a narcissist, because that will actually help you in your journey, especially if you guys are in a toxic relationship. And if you found this valuable, I want you guys to hit that like button and subscribe. A lot of the people that watch the channel are not subscribed. I want you guys to subscribe. It would mean the world to me, and it would help me to be able to get the word out and share it. And so with that, my prayer is that you will be healed, that those thoughts will not take control of your mind, and that everything will begin to turn and that ship will begin to change. And that is my prayer. Until then, I will see you on the other side.